What up, guys? I wasn't going to make this video, but I just watched Bullet Train, and all that talk about fate and luck just talked me into it. The reason I hesitated is because one guy I know for sure watches my videos. He and I have a mutual friend. Well, he's a friend to him, but not to me. And it involves him. And, you know, if you watch this mode, I don't ever want you to take sides. Don't worry about it. I don't care if you take his side. I think it's the most fucked up thing in the world when two people you know are going at it and they expect you to pick one. Like, that's fucked up. I just don't do it. So, anyway, many years ago, 15, 16 years ago, I was training with the Hitman, and I got more injuries than all my teammates combined, right? I had, just the knee, the ankle, shoulder. I had staph this big on my face. It was like, that was disgusting. And I had to cover it up with like 4 Band-Aids when I went to work. Told them like they flaked my skin off with their cleat. It was gross. So anyway, my sister-in-law is very heavy into Wiccan and pagan practices. And I got to admit, okay, I know you're rolling your eyes, think blue hair, crystals. Nah, none of that. But she dogs. She believes in, Thor, Odin, and Freya the same way, Christians believe in God. So she gave me this rune cast to draw. Said, draw this on your chest. And I was so desperate. I did, with a Sharpie every day. And immediately I started feeling better. My staph was clearing up. I'm not saying I had magic or anything, but she asked how I was doing. I said, actually, I'm doing a lot better. And she said, funny story, and this is, Kleenex time, said, your mom is violently ill right now. Said, I had you draw that. It means return to sender. See, there it is, that little guy right there. It means return to sender. It reflects negative energy coming your way. It sends it back to whoever's sending it to you. And I was like, okay. I said, yeah, your mom calls me, the worst kid in the world, right? Me and my mom don't get along. And she said, your mom calls me every day to tell me how you ruined her life, how she wishes she never had you. And so you started drawing that, all your injuries started healing and your illnesses, and she got, like, deathly ill. So, first tattoo I got was that little guy right there. And, so fast forward to 5-6 years ago, I lost someone very near and dear to me, and it was a 4-wheeler accident. She was driving, I was sitting on the back. Shouldn't have been driving at night, stupid, but young and dumb, having fun, and she didn't see this black sign, and we went under it, clotheslined us, and she got the impact, and yeah. So that was pretty shitty. So her 2 best friends, well, her best friend Megan and Megan's girlfriend Courtney, both did a lot of shit to me. They were online to our mutual friends telling us somehow I plotted this murder. They called it a murder. Said I must have had another 4-wheeler out there, and they were having secret meetings with the coroner, and I must have had another 4-wheeler hidden out there at this random campsite that I didn't even decide on. And saying all this stuff that Christy never loved me, and just putting me through the ringer, They were saying they were putting cigarettes out on me, hitting me with beer cans, punching me. And that was my first sign, because I remember I used to be very liberal. Well, that was one of the first eye-openers to get out of it, because I recognized right away, like, all of our liberal friends, all of our fellow Bernie volunteers were like, Dusty, I know they're lying. I know what they're doing is horrible and wrong. And you didn't do anything wrong. But they're women, they're LGBT, we're going to side with them. And they pretty much just shut me out. So, now this other guy, Mr. Verde, I don't know if I mentioned him before. I think I did. He was on there, and he kept, Mr. Tough Guy, why don't you come over? We'll have a good punch-up on the lawn. I said, all right. He gave me his address, dummy. So I pulled up, I snapped a picture of his porch, said, is this the right house? And he came out with a fucking Glock. You better get out of here, you motherfucker. And So I did, I'm not stupid, I'm not bulletproof. And, it's funny, last 3 fights I've been in, well, that wasn't really a fight, but I show up, the other 2 fights wasn't going their way. These are all guys who would be like, and I'm not anti-Second Amendment or anything, don't get me wrong, but these are all 3 people arguing, well, yeah, what about my rights? I'm not a criminal. I'm a law-abiding citizen. Right up until they got in a fight, and then they weren't. And then in a heat of passion, come on, boy. Oh, shit ain't going my way. Oh, crap, good thing I got this. So, anyway, there's that. But I won't go down that road. But so he took the time to rub salt in the wound as well. I had a gaping fucking axe wound where my heart was, and he also just called her a whore because her divorce wasn't final. Just said a lot of bad stuff about her and me, obviously. And said like, had I never met her, then she wouldn't have been camping with on her birthday and never would have gone 4-wheeling, so it's my fault, shit like that. And so anyway, that was 2017. And now I'm checking in on these people, and I just got curious. Megan became a big meth head, lost her business, lost her house. The police found her squatting in her business because she wouldn't leave after they shut the lights and power off, shitting in buckets. She posts online all day about lizard people taking over the world and the Illuminati. If she said chomos, maybe. Right? She'd be right. But, so that's her route. She's probably in a dumpster somewhere sucking you-know-what for crack. And her friend Courtney, her ex-girlfriend, moved back to Oklahoma. And I just saw some posts of her like, I'm being evicted. No one will keep me hired. You can't feed my kids. Please send me money, please. Oh, and I'm being evicted. I can't move my stuff myself either because I'm not making this up. Quote, rolled my ankle and hit my cheek on the counter. Like, what, you don't have arms? What were your arms doing? Your arms cuffed behind your back when you're walking around your house? Jesus. Sounds like me. My latest strongman feat, right? I tying zip ties, and sometimes I'm working my way up and I get to the one that I can't get. I'm like, oh shit, and I gotta look around, find something to saw it off on. Apparently she was doing the same thing but behind her back when she tripped and hit her cheek, so she needs other people to come move her stuff. It's just hilarious. And Mr. Verade, I just found out his wife left him. You see, he had a lady from the Philippines who came over to marry another guy, but he was really abusive. So she married Mr. Verade because he convinced her he's one of them guys, never fought, but boy, if I did, UFC champs, look out, I'm one of the best. I can knock a guy out in 101 submissions. And then she must have assumed, like a lot of girls mistakenly do, that him online challenging people to fights, giving out his address, was just a symptom, something you got to put up with to date a tough guy. But he never actually had anybody call him on his bullshit before and show up. Everyone else was like, take it easy, man. And then I just drove right over. It's like literally just a straight line down my road here. So, let's do it. And seeing him run around his trailer, where's my gun? Where's my gun? Where's my gun? Where's my gun? Call 911. Oh, is this my Glock? It's loaded. Oh God, he's here. He's here. He's here. I can't say that led directly, but it seemed to be the beginning of the end of their relationship. They weren't having any problems before that, I'll say that. And then not long after, she's just like, yeah, I have zero fucking respect for you, and left. So, and on top of all this, so right around the same time, because Christy and I worked for FedEx, she was my boss, and I just couldn't deal with the memories, so I left and I went to Canyon Construction, where I've been ever since. There was this old man named Ray who just hated me for some reason. I don't know. Oh my God. Well, hey, some people just ain't gonna like you. I mean, whatever. And I didn't do anything personally to the guy, but he was always trying to get me fired. He would always lie about my jobs. Like, he'd say, oh, Dusty didn't do this. He didn't do this right. I literally had to bring my phone. Everything I did, I took pictures of, because we clean parking lots sometimes, and he can't do the corners and the blade. He'd say, Dusty didn't do enough on the corners, this and that. I had to sweep them myself. So I would take pictures, and I caught him, red-handed one day, because the boss came through. He said, yo, Dusty, he said you didn't do it again, Dusty. He said you skipped all the corners. So I showed him the pictures. Is that not far enough? Is that not 2 feet out? Look at that. Some of these are 6 feet out, for God's sake. Oh, okay. He saw what was going on, told Ray to stay away from me. But we kept going through bosses, kept doing this shit over and over again. And he couldn't figure out the bander because he's stupid. So he had me band some parts for him. He had to take on a pallet. And I banded him. And I come by and it's cut with a razor. I said, who cut that shit? And he said, you did it wrong. Do it again. Just stupid, childish stuff like that from a 60-year-old man. And, well, anyway, yeah, a couple months ago, they canned his ass, and I got his job. So, I mean, am I about to start rolling, playing with crystals and reading astrology and horoscopes? No, but I don't know, maybe there's something to this. Maybe there's something, I mean, why, if we believe in miracles from God, why not, some miracles from Thor, Odin, and Freya? Why... I don't know, I'm keeping an open mind about it, is all I'm saying. I'm not converting, but it is interesting, right? But also, I mean, I'm not stupid. Maybe just some people, everybody's got ups and downs. They were here then, I was there, and now we're just switching. The ebb and flow of life. Karma, I don't know if I believe in karma, because there's too many bad people getting away with really bad things, and good people don't always get rewarded. So I don't really believe in karma, but I don't know, maybe there's something to this. It's pretty crazy. I didn't even think about it. And then one day I just was scrolling and said, well, Megan's sucking wang for meth. I wonder where Courtney's up. Oh, evicted. All right, no, homeless too. Oh, what's Matt up to? Divorced. Okay. Wow, come to think of it, that asshole just got fired and I got his job. Crazy. So, maybe, if you guys are going through any trouble, just hang in there, man. Keep just putting one foot in front of the other. I heard that from many successful people, that half of success is just showing up. Well, I show up all the time, and I just keep putting one foot in front of the other no matter what the hell's going on in my life. And so I just thought it was a fun story. Either way, Mo, I'm sorry. I'm not rubbing salt in Matt's wounds, okay? I'm not doing that. I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do that. It's water under the bridge to me now. Honestly, I couldn't even spot the guy in the lineup. But just a fun story. And guys, coming up, I got my some fights, and I'm going to put them on just for personal reasons. You can watch them, you can don't. It's not... I know it seems egotistical, but I'm 38, and I just realized how temperamental DVDs are. Mine wouldn't play. Had to take them, and I was like, scrounge around. And there's not even Office Depot anymore, or an Office Max don't even burn DVDs anymore. So I just want a digital print. UCE has a bunch of fights, but they don't have the night I was on. And Ring Wars, they got my buddy Tucker, who went on right after me, April 6, 2013. They got him, but they don't have me. It was right before, because it was a B-level show. And B-level show. Fuckers didn't even have the camera on for the first couple fights. So, and Sherdog's fucking up. Sherdog gave my win over Stevenson Keith to a guy named Dustin Baker. I'm Dust E with a Y. Barker, like the game show host. We're not the same guy. So, they got him as 1-4. I'm like, no, he's 0-4. That's my win. I'm 4-1. That's not mine. Okay? And I got the DVDs to prove it. So I'm just going to put them online just because someday, if anybody asks if I, God forbid, ever have kids, maybe not them, but maybe my nephew and nieces, when they get older, want to see it. Maybe I want to see it just because, I'm old and I'm, the older you get, the less shit you can do. And it sucks. It sucks to go back and you're like, wow, you put everybody else's fight on YouTube but not mine that night? Fuck you, man. That hurt. So I'm going to put mine on here. Again, enjoy.